on the graphic that tonight Hunter Goodman will be DHing. Aaron Nola making his 8th start of the year, probably coming off his best start, 6 innings of shutout baseball against the Marlins.
Yeah, the 2 starts prior to that, he gave up 11 earned runs combined, so he needed a good one. And he gave up 5 base runners. He didn't walk anybody. All 5 base runners reached base via the single. His fastball command was really working. He had 9 swings and misses on his knuckle curve, which is his best secondary pitch right there. So for the Rockies, he had a really good start at Coors Field, but you're familiar with it, you've seen it. We'll take a look at the whole pitch mix. Knuckle curve's #1, right around 31%. Then the 4-seam, the 2-seam, the changeup, and the cutter. That's brought to you by StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud. Avoid the knuckle curve. That's the one. He doesn't throw a ton for strikes, but if you can get the fastball, it's gotten hit pretty hard, whether it's the 4-seam or the 2-seam.
Well, Spilly, hopefully the trend that you touched on, where the Rockies are chasing less, walking more of late, will play into how they fare against Nola tonight, because he does try to get you out of the zone with that breaking ball.
Yeah, no question. And you got to jump on him in the first inning. Batting average in the first inning for against Nola is .400. And I was talking to some guys. If they do get on base, they're trying to figure out, like, what's the perfect sequence to run. It's when Nola throws his curveball. So even though we might see a lot of curveballs, he's about a 1.6 when he throws his curveball.
And the Rockies last night, while you were in Cleveland, were 3 for 4 in stolen bases, really 4 for 4 because they had an overslide on Hunter Goodman. First pitch of the ball game fouled off by Julien. We're underway, albeit a little bit late. We'll take 25-minute rain delays as opposed to 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Absolutely. I do expect the Rockies to be aggressive first pitch, especially on fastballs. I don't think they're going to look to take that pitch.
Realmuto sets his target inside, and the fastball is actually up and away. 1-1 on Julien.
One of the things to remember about Nola, too, is he's got a low arm slot, so it is an upshoot fastball.
One and 2 on Edward. The Rockies yesterday, in facing Luzardo, the left-hander, had 4 on the bench left-handed. Moniak, McCarthy, Julien, Johnston, all guys that are typically in the lineup. So Julien came off the bench as well. He was 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. That was a delayed call, and Julien is going to challenge it right out of the gate. We have an ABS powered by T-Mobile.
And it looked like a little hip shot fastball.
It was high. That was well utilized.
Call's overturned. Colorado has 2 remaining.
Home plate umpire is John Bacon tonight. That looked up. And it was up, unfortunately.
We keep talking about the trends with the ABS, the high fastball where hitters feel like it's up. Those ones that are called strikes have been reversed as balls at a very high clip.
So here's the 2-2. Stayed on that curveball. Last night, such a gratifying win. You jumped out early and then were able to win in extra innings. 3-2.
Yeah,
because you didn't want to have that situation again that's had we've seen a couple times this year where you let one slip away you thought you were in control of.
Yeah, both of those games came at home, one against the Braves, one against the Padres.
3-2, and that is ripped through the hole. So how good did that ABS challenge work out? How well did it work out? Base hit for Julien. Here's the Phillies defensively. Edmundo Sosa, who can play everywhere, is in left field tonight. Brandon Marsh is in center, and Adolis Garcia is in right. Bohm back in there. He's missed the last couple of days. More on that when we see him offensively. Trey Turner, Bryson Stott up the middle. Bryce Harper at first. JT Realmuto is behind the plate. Here's Mickey, the former Philly, and that is fair. So moving into scoring position is Julien. 3 and assisted, and that'll bring up Hunter. Hunter 4 for 5 last night. The 2-run home run, 3 singles. Second time in his career he has produced a 4-hit game. He takes strike 1. Julian off second. And this is popped up on the left side. Trey Turner barely had to move. 2 outs. That'll bring up T.J. Rumfield. Rumfield 0 for 2 earlier in the year against Nola.
It's kind of neat before the game. A bunch of media members from Trenton, where T.J. Rumfield played, Trenton Thunder, asking a lot of questions about what they think of TJ so far here with the Rockies.
Well, Warren Schaefer went on and on about what he thought of TJ Rumfield. Hard not to like everything he's done. 21 ribbies, second among National League rookies. That's a strike. And now a tap from Rumfield. I don't know if we've seen certainly 2 this early from an offensive player for the Rockies. ABS again powered by T-Mobile, and it is a strike.
Calls confirmed. Colorado has 1 remaining.
I also am trying to think of another one where TJ challenged on the AutoNation Subaru Pitchcast, just catches the top. I don't know that I remember TJ challenging others.
I don't know if I have seen that either. Two outs. Julian at second. 1 and 2 on TJ. Covered that fastball on the high rail at 94. That's about where Nola will top out these days. Not quite as firm as he was several years back.
No, and the sinker, he started using that more and more. The 4-seam usage has come down. He's borrowing from that, both with the curveball and the sinker.
It's also a little bit more difficult if Nola is going to use a sinker at the top of the zone to tunnel with his curveball, just because it's a different shape.
2-2.
But I think that's where that cutter comes in, right? You go east-west, cutter, sinker.
Yeah, you get that inside hip shot. And he loves to throw the lefties. You can throw the cutter off of that, get in on lefties. And that's the biggest thing for a right-hand pitcher, is figuring out how to get in enough on a lefty.
TJ's doing his thing. He is making Nola work. It's one of the things the Rockies did last night, Spilly, is they really made Luzardo work and ended up running him off after 3+. He threw 95 pitches in 3+ innings.
And that's part of the reason that they need Nola to go deep, too, because the start before that, Andrew Painter got lit up, too. And he only made it through 3 2/3, I think. So the bullpen the last 2 days has been really worked.
Yeah, and you got the closer out, and you end up using Brad Keller late in the game, too. So even the back end was used, which sets up nicely, right? You want to get into team's bullpen the first game of the series, because you're playing the long game. You're trying to win a series.
Another 2-2. And that's a called strike 3 on Rumfield. So the Rockies will leave Julian at second. When we come back, it'll be Kyle Freeland's turn.
We welcome that accountability.
Let me explain something. When you're Gritty the mascot and the Flyers are playing next door in an elimination game, It's really not good that you're at the Phillies game.
Well, if you're a fan, you're a fan.
You're throwing in the white flag. That's how I view it. Phillies order will start with Trey Turner, then it's Schwarber and Harper, Adolis Garcia, Edmundo Sosa, Marsh is red hot, JT Realmuto, Alec Boehm, and Bryson Stott. Kyle Freeland's first pitch of the night is a little bit high, ball one on Turner. Turner was 0 for 6 in the Rockies' 11-inning victory last night. For Kyle, it's his 6th start of the year. Coming off a little bit of a rough one. This is on the ground toward the middle of the diamond and on through past Castro, who is on the pull side. So a lead single for Turner.
We'll take a look at the pitch mix that Kyle's been going with this year. Starts with the four-seam fastball, the knuckle curve. It's the most effective pitch to get swings and misses. Then using the changeup, then the sweeper, then the cutter, then the sinker. Remember, he's doing everything he can to work into righties to speed them up, then to exploit the outer half. That's brought to you by StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud.
Runner going, and the throw to second is not going to get Turner, so he went first move on Freeland, and Trey Turner has his 4th stolen base. And this is interesting. Well, we'll get to it in a moment after this replay.
Yeah, I think that was predetermined if Trey got on that he was going to go first pitch no matter what. I think for Kyle, he was just trying to get ahead of Schwarber. Somebody he's had very good success against.
He's done very well historically in keeping Schwarber at bay. Bryce Harper should be in the on-deck circle. Something happened because Felix Reyes is in the on-deck circle. Harp was just down on defense.
Yeah. We'll have to wait to hear.
Curveball pulled loudly, but fouled by about 20 yards.
Yeah, it's interesting with Harper. I mean, I didn't see anything on the ground ball from Moniak. If he rolled his ankle fielding it at first, I didn't see anything.
And he got him with a sweeper. So Freeland handles Schwarber one out. And I'm sure the crowd is going to be in shock here. Reyes pinch hitting in the first inning. Look at that swing and a miss. Pinch hitting for Bryce Harper. Let's go back to the little roller up the line by Moniak. Let's watch Harper.
Maybe the left ankle there.
I mean, maybe it doesn't look like much. I mean,
I don't think he got the Mike Gallego treatment. I know that. That's one of my favorite stories where Gags actually got pinch hit for in the first inning. Not because he got injured, just got pinch hit for.
They just like to match up better all of a sudden.
Well, no, the story goes it was a left-handed starter, and they started beating him up, and then by the time it got to his spot as a 9-hole hitter, they brought in a right-handed reliever, and they pinch hit Gags in the first inning as a 9-hole hitter for Tony Phillips.
There's Felix Reyes, and what we've been told is he's suffering from a migraine headache. And that's why Harper had to be taken out of the ball game. 0-1 on Felix Reyes. He did not participate last night.
I can only imagine the effects of a migraine and all of the noise in the ballpark and everything else. It would just be excruciating.
Oh, yeah.
And Harper's one of those guys that we always refer to with admiration. He posts up every day. Here's the 0-2, 1-2. Kyle's trying to win for the first time in his career in this ballpark. That's right there, strike 3 on Reyes. It's a change up on the inside corner. 2 outs, back-to-back strikeouts. Garcia coming up.
On the AutoNation Subaru pitchcast, that's what makes his changeup somewhat more effective, is that it can cut occasionally.
The strikeouts are way up so far this year for Free.
Yeah, and he's got increased velocity as well, so guys are starting to have to honor that fastball, but it's the effectiveness of the secondary pitches, and Spilly, I know that one right there, that knuckle curve, you're a huge fan of.
I am a huge fan of it just because it's a better separation of pitches for Kyle with movement. So you get the vertical drop, you can throw the four seam off the top, you throw the changeup, everything sets up off of the fastball, but now you got multiple weapons.
You want him going off the top rope?
Yes. Like a lucha libre. Like a luchador.
You know, it's a good early sign, too. First start out on the road. Last start, obviously, was at altitude. And it looks like he already has the good feel for the release point on that knuckle curve.
Yeah, in his last start against the Braves, he really didn't have command of much. He had 3 walks most on the season, so it's good to see now.
Yeah, they came in a row.
Yeah.
1 ball, 1 strike on Garcia. 0 for 4 and a walk last night. Turner at second, single and a stolen base. Then strike out of Schwarber, strike out of Reyes. One and 2. Soft away again. What do you got?
I think the curveball works.
I mean, he opened the bat with a curveball. He's used a changeup. He's throwing hard, by the way, at 88. So, yeah, I think the separation of speed with the curveball.
1-2. There was the curveball. Turner was running for some reason.
Yeah.
Typically, you don't run with 2 outs.
And you could fly and you'll score
try
on a
to
base
swipe
hit.
third.
Yeah.
Pitch number 16 in the inning, and this is in the air to shallow right center, but easily played out there by Mickey Moniak. No harm done by the Turner single and stolen base. No score going to inning number 2 in Philadelphia.
Dual action. This stuff works.
Who wants tacos? Fans, when the Rockies score 7 as they did last night or more, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day between 4 and 6 and get your Rockies taco special at Moss at Taco Bell. Rockies winners last night in 11-9-7. Troy Johnston was a big part of that with an 11th inning off the bench double to the right field corner. He brings a .330 average into the yard tonight and an .864 OPS.
Yeah, said he was sitting slider, got it, and executed a great swing. Oh, for his 10th double of the year. Well, Nola on that one just yanks a fastball, just barely avoids getting Troy's quad.
One on the Gonzaga product. This is up the middle, and a diving stop made. Out at first. Wow.
Troy's acting like he's safe. That's a heck of a play from Bryson Stott. Wow.
Especially because the grass is a little bit wet. Getting to his feet and throwing a good strike. Rockies will not challenge it either. You can see the spin on that baseball. He did not have a good grip on it. It came out of his hand all kinds of funky.
He got enough on it to get the out. Instead of a runner on and nobody out, 1 out with Castro at the plate. Willie a couple of hits last night, including a bunt single. 2 for 5, scored a run. This ball's well hit to right, and it is gonna fly. Home run, Willie Castro. His 2nd in a Rockies uniform, and Colorado once again breaks on top, 1-0.
It's good to see Willie staying aggressive on that fastball. He fouled one off. I didn't know if Nola would go to the knuckle curve there. He did not, fortunately, and Willie made him pay for it. 101 miles an hour off the bat. Rockies up 1-0, and the coat looks good. See, it's that two-seamer they want, hip shot. You can see the upshoot from that angle as well. Willie got on top of it.
Jake McCarthy swings through a knuckle curve. I think the first home run Willie hit, they hadn't broke out the purple fur yet.
Well, because it didn't make it till the homestand, and it was even after the first game of the homestand, which was against the Phillies and Nola.
So I think that's his first time putting the fur on.
Now, he's not like Jake, though. Jake kept it on. Willie's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, take this thing off. It smells funny.
Smells like Moniac. 1-1 on McCarthy. It's been super hot.
Side swing, just a simple little stride from Willie, and then it's just those quick hands through the baseball from the left side. That was short and quick.
Here's the 1-2, and that's back up the middle, and Turner spins, not going to get McCarthy. Runs too well, and Jake is on yet again. Heck of a play by Turner to even make it interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's speed by both guys right there. Trey's one of the faster guys in the league, and we know Jake is as well on the Auto Nation Subaru Pitchcast. It's that two-seamer elevated. Jake gets on top, and then it's a foot race. Trey going after the baseball, does a good job, gives a nice little spin, but Jake's already through the bag.
Speed never has a bad day.
No, and I don't imagine Jake will be standing at first base long.
No, he's now reaching 13 straight games. Caros at the plate. And ball one on Kyle. Now you throw that curveball real quick, Sully, almost a third of the time.
Yeah.
You got very little chance, especially with McCarthy, if you're JT Realmuto.
Especially if he's a 1-6.
If it's a curveball.
Yeah.
Not going.
We talked about it last night, though. I do think Jake likes to see the move one time before he goes. It seems to be a trend I've noticed on it. He waits and waits and waits. We saw it with Alvarado as well. He didn't go because he never got the move.
See Felix Reyes now at first for Harper. No going again. 2 and 1.
He was cheating, though, and he was trying to go. He just was a split second early.
This ball toward Turner, and he realizes he has to go across the diamond. So McCarthy with 2 outs in scoring position. Another effect of the big speeds, Billy.
Yeah, it is a big key to have some speed. It's also to get you the 4 keys to the game. Nobody owes nobody nothing. That's the Rockies owing the Phillies a bunch of stuff. And because Mickey loves you. This is all Rocky stuff, by the way. Mickey Moniac is a big fan here. And it ain't over till it's over. That means we're not giving up on anything tonight.
If that was your Sylvester Stallone Rocky impression.
Well, my lip wasn't to the side enough.
Hey, yo, Tommy, you knock him down. Why don't you come knocking me down?
That was better.
Yeah.
Sully's going to get the role.
That's right. I want to be Apollo Creed.
You don't have the. You don't have to build for Apollo.
Fine,
Creed.
I'll be Ivan Drago.
Now you're more Mickey.
We're
You're
Mickey.
Yeah.
We decided that if you're candidate for any role, it's Mickey, and you gotta like it.
Well, I can't do my lip like this. You can't do your lip like that.
Nor do I want to. 0-2 on Brett Sullivan.
The end shot.
I'm glad. You know what cracked me up? Like, he's halfway through his 4 keys to the game, and he wanted to clarify what he was doing. Rocky, as if we thought it was Gone with the Wind.
Well, once we showed the statue, it was pretty sure everybody at home knew.
You never know. And by the way, they moved the statue, so it's at the top of the stairs now at the Art Museum.
As it should be. Sullivan pops this one up shallow center. Stott going out, and he's called off by Brandon Marsh. That'll end the inning, but the Rockies get on the board. Willie Castro's second home run. 1-0 Purple when we come back. We didn't have an opportunity first inning to check the Rockies defense, so here it is. Jake McCarthy's in left, the former Philly Mickey Moniak is in center, and Troy Johnston is in right. Karros at third, Willie Castro's playing short tonight. Edouard Julien at second, TJ Rumfield naturally at first, and Brett Sullivan again doing the catching. Hunter Goodman is DHing. Sosa, who last night was in the infield, he's in left field tonight. He's going to lead things off against Kyle Freeland. Rockies up 1-0 on the Castro big fly. Freeland, a couple of strikeouts in the first inning, and that pitch touches the outside corner. Working along with John Bacon behind the plate is Edwin Moscoso at first, Nick Lentz at second, Vic Carapazos, the crew chief. Vic is at third. Good curveball and easy ground ball for Willie, who has a strong arm. He whips it across, one out.
Calling all kids. Join us Sunday, May 31st versus the Giants for Kids Day. Buy one adult ticket and get 2 kids tickets free. All kids run the bases after the game, presented by UC Health with a kids-only merch sale and more.
Well, the Phillies have not gotten off to the kind of start they had wanted. They played much better under Don Mattingly. They're 9-3 under Mattingly. There's a variety of reasons that they've struggled. The offense outside of Schwarber and Harper has not been super consistent, save one other, and that's the guy at the plate, Brandon Marsh. Marsh has been terrific.
He has. Obviously, they need somebody to stabilize the back half of the lineup, given the 2 lefties at the top, and Trey Turner also, even though he's not swinging it the way he is. Marsh just gives a consistent, good at-bat. He knows how to get hits.
0-2. Show me fastballs high, 1-2. Marsh is hitting .333 on the season, one of the top averages in the National League. And you go back to May of last year, he's hitting .311, so it's been a full calendar year. 2-2. Now .311's the best mark in the National League since May 1st of last year. Better than his teammate Trey Turner, who won the batting title last season. One out. Here's the 2-2. Yandy Diaz, the only player in baseball, Tampa's Yandy Diaz, with a higher batting average since May 1st of last year.
Isn't it wild just seeing that, .311 since last year is top 2?
Yes.
It is. A little more depth on that knuckle curve, and he has his 3rd strikeout. Freeland gets Marsh.
The pitch before, same velocity, but a little bit elevated. This one he gets on top of on the AutoNation Subaru PitchCast, and it just falls off the table, and Marsh is way out in front.
That's a perfect illustration, Sully, when we talk about different shapes of a breaking ball. The previous breaking ball a little bit more horizontal. That one more vertical in depth, and he got the swing and miss as opposed to the foul ball.
Yeah, it was interesting because I was watching the swing that he fouled, the curveball that he fouled off, and I was thinking to myself, he's out in front. If you take a little off, you're going to get him to swing and miss, but he just altered the shape a little bit and got the same effect.
1-0 on Real Muto. 2-0 on Real Muto. JT 35 now. He was behind the plate last night, 1 for 5. He had the double off the top of the wall in right. Two and 1. Billy, going back to your point about 300 hitters, I mean, last year Trey Turner hit .304 to lead the National League. He was the only 300 hitter.
That's wild.
I mean, it's crazy, isn't it?
It is crazy. But, I mean, the game's evolved. It's harder to hit. Players also care more about slug than batting average. OPS is a better indicator of a hitter's true skill set now.
Don't you both feel like, though, we're working our way back to the average hitter?
I think so.
I think with some.
No,
I think
yeah.
it depends on who the player is, who the athlete is. 2-2.
There's no question, but I think guys that understand, like a Trey Turner, right? He doesn't need to hit 15 to 20. He could hit 330, and I know last year was 304, but he could do that and get on base more and steal more bases and set the table for the guys that do the slug.
Fouled off. I mean, for instance, Kyle Schwarber, I'm not saying he doesn't want to hit for a higher average, but that's not the first stat that he's focused on.
No, and when we think of lineup construction, you've got to have, 3 on-base guys, 3 slug guys, 3 average guys. That, to me, is a perfect balance where you're getting guys and how you work them.
This ball's pretty well hit right center field. Moniak on the move. Mickey will run it down in right center field, much to the chagrin of the faithful here in South Philly. Well done, Mickey. Turns into a 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Freeland. We'll go to the third. The Rockies leading on the Castro home run.
Time now for the Home Depot working on a win. Went ahead in the count, highest slug this season. Mickey Moniak in second place to Ildemaro Vargas. Matt Olson just behind him, Bobby Witt, and Bryce Harper, who had to leave the game earlier. Mickey will be due up second. Let's see if he can be aggressive early in the count and increase that slug and quiet the Philly faithful that he just did on that Real Muto fly out to center.
Yes, he did. So Nolan, the third inning, facing the Rockies' top 3. Edouard Julien, he had a base hit through the 3.5 hole his first time. Fouls that pitch off. There's some similarities between Aaron Nola and Kyle Freeland. Both been around for a while. Both have had a good deal of success. And both were the Roberto Clemente nominees last year for their respective teams. So you know how much work they're doing in the community. In fact, Kyle, 4 straight years he's been the Roberto Clemente nominee for service to the community. Last year, Nola had that distinction with Philadelphia. That is a big deal, folks, in the game of baseball.
The best way I can explain it is Albert Pujols won the Roberto Clemente Award once, and he said it was the greatest award he had ever won, the one he cherished the most, the one he actually displays, because it mattered most for him because of what Roberto Clemente himself meant to Albert Pujols.
3-1 on Julien, and last time I checked, he has like 6 trophy rooms, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Or at least he's won enough awards for 6 trophy rooms. Mickey waiting on deck. 3-1. Rockies up 1-0 on the Castro big fly. And this is a hard ground ball that comes up nicely for Stott. 1 out.
Well, for Mickey Moniak, as he's coming to the plate, he might get some cheers, might get some jeers. But back in 2016, the Philadelphia Phillies took him first overall. Here's Mickey with his family. That's a lot of people. That's a whole lot of people. I wonder if he remembers everybody. There he is. What a distinction. That is wild to think that you were drafted first overall.
Crazy. Mickey takes ball 1. Looks like he had a lot of Costa del Canyon teammates from San Diego. One and one. You know, the big kid who made his debut last night, Spilly, in New York, or I don't know if
Spencer Jones.
Yeah, Spencer Jones. He's from Costa del Canyon. 6'7", 250-pound Spencer Jones.
Must be in the water.
One of the things I haven't asked Mickey that I'm going to ask him probably tonight on the bus on the way home is, what would you tell that kid back in 2016? What, not advice, but what would you tell him? What,
I think one of his great traits, and I've mentioned this a few times, is he is, we were talking about this last night, I believe. He's just so steady.
Yeah, he is. But I think, we've talked about the pressure that comes with 1-1.
Down the line, just foul.
But I think the conversation he would probably have with himself would be, it's going to be okay, right? Just relax. Be you.
You'll get there.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Well, it's pressure being 1-1, but it's a different kind of pressure when you come to Philadelphia with the high expectations, and then you're surrounded by some guys that have been there, done that.
Yeah.
It's a tough place to break in, but he is so comfortable in a Rockies uniform. They complete the play at first, 2 outs. That's the first strikeout for Aaron Nola. Let me correct that. Second strikeout. He got T.J. Rumfield looking after a lengthy encounter in the first. So 2 strikeouts for Nola. In his career, 1,918 strikeouts in 1,755 2/3 innings. So way more strikeouts than innings pitched.
He knows how to punch tickets, especially with that curveball.
And there's a curveball swung on and missed by Hunter. Hunter popped to short his first time.
Yeah, see on the list, he is second behind Steve Carlton. Roberts, he passed, I would guess, sometime in mid-September last year.
You know you're good when your nickname is Lefty and everybody knows
Yeah.
who you were speaking about. And I believed Steve Carlton for years made his home in Durango, and I have no reason to believe he's not still in Durango. Living off the land.
We've seen him here in Philadelphia a couple times.
2-1. But have you ever seen him in Durango?
Nobody sees him in Durango. He's off the grid.
He's off the grid.
Speaking of off the grid, Hunter Goodman 0 for 6 right now against Aaron Nola. Let's put him on the grid.
Yeah. Turn those numbers around. 2-1. Pop fly shallow right. Garcia called off by Stott. He hangs in there and makes the play. Rockies leading 1-0, middle of 3.
Hi everybody, we're here with Chase Dollander, starting pitcher for the Colorado Rockies. Doe, there's been a lot of talk around Twitter, Instagram, and even on the team. What makes you so good looking?
A lot of things. Can't get into that, but a lot of things.
You know, a man of many words. I'm really excited to have this interview. He really is talkative after his game. You know, your fastball is up to 101 miles an hour. We're really excited to see that velocity here in Colorado. What, again, makes you so good looking?
A lot of things.
You know what the issue is for Troy? He's playing too much, and we can't utilize his skill set as a future broadcaster / comedian.
No, just give him time. He'll be sitting up with us in 10 years.
I feel like we just need to mic him up constantly.
He would do it.
I know, he's such a treat.
He was holding court on the bus to the yard today.
Well, and last night. He did it both
ways.
Yeah.
He's just wound a tad too tight, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know that he has any fun.
2-0 on Alec Bohm. And to say it's been a rough ride for Alec Bohm would be a grand understatement. Hitting just 159. And this ball is leaned on to deep left field, and Alec Bohm, who had 2 days off, just hit a home run to tie it up. His first home run since opening day. Watch this dugout when Bohm arrives. I think they're going to be extra pleased with the veteran because of things he's been dealing with off the field. Kyle Schwarber to the top step to greet him.
Looks like he got a little four-seam fastball that was just a little bit elevated. About belt high, cleared the hips, got it on the barrel. Second homer of the season.
It's interesting how that works, right? You get the 2 days off. I know Don Mattingly told him, don't even pick up a bat on Thursday. He had an extended hitting session yesterday. And then if you can't clear the mechanism, which it seems like you did, sometimes you get a result right away.
Yeah, I think for him, the 2 days off to just let his mind be free with everything he'd been dealing with was enormous for him, just personally.
And you feel for him, right? Like, yeah. It doesn't matter if you're a Rockies fan or a Phillies fan or any baseball fan. Like, you understand.
And what we're alluding to, and the only reason I'm going to go there is that it's public, is that there's ongoing litigation for alleged mismanagement of money by his parents. And I think for anyone out there, you can't imagine that type of situation.
No, I can't imagine the stress it causes on a daily basis. It just in communication with his family. I mean, it's got to be so painful.
Yeah, and then you got to go play a major league game where the pressure is immense. You have a team that's been struggling. I mean, the negativity around their team because of the record.
And this is going to be 3 straight hits. Stott will stop at second on the single by Turner. But Kyle, who more or less cruised through the first 2 innings, giving up a homer to Bohm. And now 2 on and no one out, and Schwarber strutting to the plate.
Yeah, the homer, though, the only one that was hard hit. The Stott single, 78 miles an hour, and this one right here from Trey Turner, 75.6. So Kyle's doing his thing, getting his weak contact. I will say this, the only thing is the pitch is a little bit up so that they're able to get him out into the outfield.
Freeland struck out Schwarber on a sweeper his first time. Oh boy. And now that one landed in the second deck. It's a 4-1 Philly lead. Schwarber doing what he does, a Schwarb bomb.
.111 off the bat.
Just a no-doubter for Kyle Schwarber. And you'll see Kyle's trying to throw this fastball inside under his hands, and check out the location. It is right in the sweet spot for Schwarber.
Boy, that happened fast.
Yeah.
Felix Reyes hitting where Bryce Harper was situated. Bryce Harper played the top half of the inning on defense and then had to come out with a migraine headache, so he did not even swing the bat in the bottom of the first. Soft line drive gloved by Castro for the first out of the inning. Home run, single, home run, and the Phils are up 4-1. Brian, talking to Warren Schaefer this afternoon, that 6-0 lead that the Rockies had last night, though you take that against any team anytime, it's not like you feel super safe just because that lineup in this ballpark, they can put a crooked number up on you in a hurry.
And they just did, and I believe it was only 6 pitches.
1 ball, 1 strike on Garcia. That's a good looking pitch on the inside corner. 1-2. The Phillies showed resilience last night to come back from being down 6-0 and ultimately tie it at 7, force extra innings. And the Rockies showed great resilience. They say, all right, you caught us, but we're going to find a way. And they won in 11, 9-7. Couple wins in a row, 6 of their last 8 out on the road for Colorado. No swing.
And that I mentioned last night on the postgame, the two losses, the one to the Padres where they were up 8-5, scored 5 runs in the ninth, and then the Braves as well. Those, you learn lessons from them, and last night showed that they learned.
Left center field, and this one's a tweener. Garcia one out double. That's 5 hits in the inning.
And they're coming on a few different pitches. This one was on the changeup from Free. Again, though, missing out over the heart of the plate. It wasn't quite down enough either. And for Garcia, it's his 6th double of the season.
Is that also where you'd like a little greater velocity separation between your fastball and the changeup?
I think so. I think if you're beating guys' bats with your fastball and the changeup is only 5 miles an hour difference, you're speeding up the bat.
Yeah, that changeup was at 87 miles an hour. Basically, we talk about BP fastball.
Here's Sosa, ground ball to short his first time. And this is a hit that's going to score another run. Sosa is going to plate Garcia. 5 runs here in the 3rd for Philadelphia.
Again, just an exit velo of 71 miles an hour, but Kyle, it's a little bit elevated from where he wants it. Sosa's able to hit it out into left field to plate Garcia.
Eighth man to hit in the inning is Brandon Marsh. 0-1. One and one on Marsh. Just 21 pitches, which, I mean, that's far more than you want in a normal inning, but for 5 runs to have been scored already on 6 hits, it's happened quickly. 1-2 on the former Angel, Brandon Marsh. And a strikeout of Marsh for the 2nd out. 4th strikeout for Freeland. 2nd time he's gotten Marsh. And now the Phillies have officially hit around with Realmuto coming up. This ball to left field, fairly deep, but playable for McCarthy. That'll end the inning. 5 runs, a pair of home runs in the inning, and the Rockies trail by 4 going to the 4th.
Hey, taking care of our own.
Fans, MLB is partnering with Crisis Text Line to increase mental health awareness. Free 24/7 confidential support in English and Spanish. Text MLB to 741-741.
So the Rockies, who had a 1-0 lead on the home run by Willie Castro, now find themselves down 5-1 as they bat in the top of the 4th. TJ Rumfield batting cleanup tonight, takes a strike. TJ, after a lengthy at bat, struck out looking against Aaron Nola. And he's back in the 1st inning. 1 ball, 1 strike.
From the Rockies offensively, you want to respond. You don't have to give a crooked number right back, but you want to get one on the board again.
Well, the Rockies slugging 6th in baseball at .407. They're pretty solid with runners in scoring position. 6th in OPS. Maybe the most looked upon metric the last 6, 7, 8 years to evaluate a hitter. Fair statement?
Yeah, I don't know. You know what, Sully? I remember when I was coming up through the minor leagues, I was taught to always look at OPS. They're like, hey, you want to try to have, a combination of on base or slug over 800. So I always looked at that.
This is an easy play at second for Stott.
I think it's a number that definitely should matter given the home ballpark too. I think when you've got a ballpark like Coors Field, guys with OPS, if you can, as a team, get somewhere above 750, and I know that's a work in progress. That's a big number, given that the league average is just over 710 right now. But to me, you've got to have guys that combine to do that. And that's why I said, like, when you think of an ideal lineup construction, batting average doesn't figure into that, but you got to have guys that set the table with average. You can't have 7 guys that slug. You can't have 7 guys that walk.
Again, we've chatted at length about this during various games this year, that one of the objectives in the offseason for the Rockies' new front office was to start to find guys who get on base more, who walk more, chase less, and not simply, trying to find big boppers. Yeah, you'd love to have a bunch of Schwarbers in your lineup, right?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't? Outside, 2-1 on Johnston, was robbed of a hit on a hard ground ball up the middle. Bryson Stott dove, and from the outfield grass just was able to get Troy at first on a bang-bang play. It's about the only way you get him out these days, Troy Johnston. Here's the 2-1. 2-2. Castro will be next. And this will be a base hit for Johnston.
Time now for Bojo Slice of Colorado. We're going to rewind back to the 2nd inning, and Castro getting an elevated fastball from Nola, hitting it out. It gave the Rockies the lead at the time, 1-0. It was 2nd of the season. Gets to don the purple fur.
Willie takes a strike. There's that knuckle curve. Every time you look up, we told you coming in almost 31% of the time, and it's holding true this afternoon, or this early evening ball game in Philadelphia. Well, the storm passed through. It's actually a nice night, a little bit cool.
Can't be that cool. You don't have your beanie on.
Yeah, and you guys got a space heater.
We don't. We do not.
No, I had one. And Becky, who we've worked with here in Philadelphia for the last, well, Becky's not that old, but for a long time, shall we say. And Becky had to remove it because it quit on us. Castro strikes out. And you're right, I was Hoggy.
Yes.
Always. Well, Nola's curveball is starting to, and you know, when you have a guy that has the ability to spin the baseball, guys that have good curveballs, they usually get better as the game progresses. So now he's getting a really good feel. That one's, I mean, the bottom just dropped off. Fell off the table.
Yep, Jake McCarthy, an infield hit. And it's called strike on Jake. Facial expression said, I don't know about that. Coming into the ball game, last 26 games, 986 OPS for McCarthy. 1-1. He's doing, fellas, exactly what the Rockies hoped he would do when they acquired him from Arizona. I don't want to say play with reckless abandon, but play with
hair
an
on
edge
fire
and play with your hair on fire.
It's mullet on fire.
Business definitely out front. Party definitely in the back.
He's not reckless. He knows what he's doing. It's during the 13-game on base stretch.
Well, you remember a couple of years ago, Rockies went into Arizona and Jake McCarthy was red hot.
2-2.
Yeah, the thing that's making his curveball really effective today is it's not just for swings and miss. He does have 7 of those already at 44% clip, but he's landing it for strikes.
Two.
And he can also move it in locations. I mean, he's going backdoor curveball. He can do, you know, the curveball at the front of the plate. He can do the back of the plate. He can get it into lefties.
Reyes at first will move behind Johnston. And he went fastball, two-seamer, brought it back over the inside corner. And this will be challenged.
Batter's challenge is strike 3.
Rockies have just one challenge left. And it was a ball. So this inning is not complete. All the Phillies were running toward the dugout. Get back to your spot. 2 on and 2 outs for Karros.
See on the Auto Nation Subaru Pitchcast just inside.
The Rockies already benefited earlier with Edouard Julien. He challenged a strike. That would have been a strike 3 call. End up getting a win and then a base hit. So a base hit right here would be huge.
Karros swings at a knuckle curve and misses. Almost all of the damage done so far for Kyle has been on the fastball. Hitting .351 against fastballs, .078 against all other pitches. 2-run double last night for Karros. And this ball lined to left center field. This will work. Run, baby, run. And it'll get near the track. 1 runner scored. Green light for the trail runner McCarthy. It's another 2-run double. Here come the Rockies. They're back in it.
What a difference a challenge can make. Great job by Jake McCarthy with his ABS challenge to get himself a walk, and an even better job by Kyle Karros getting himself a fastball that he can hammer. It's the little 2-seam fastball that runs back over the middle of the plate. His 6th double of the year. Troy, you run okay, but watching Jake run, that was a lot of fun watching him score from first and a nice slide.
Boy, it was an enormous challenge in capital letters.
That's why I think this challenge system has been so great for the sport. I mean, we already talked about the pitch timer, how it's dropped down the time of the game, but this clears up wrongs, right? Like it makes the game fair.
Well, just the strategy behind it to me is also fascinating, because you have to make a split decision. You can talk all you want in a room at 1 in the afternoon about how and when, right? And what the leverage situation is, but you have to make a split-second decision. Well done by McCarthy, and it gave Karros a chance to do some damage. Sullivan behind 1 and 2. So yesterday, Karros with the 2-run double. That was his first multi-RBI hit of the year, and now 24 hours later, he has his second of the season. He also has a 9-game hitting streak, by the way. As Sully would say, that's kind of cute.
That's cute.
Sullivan keeping the AB alive. Billy, Sully getting to the other Sully, not your buddy.
How do you know that?
Your other buddy. Your
how do
other
you know
buddy's
that
playing.
this Sully isn't my buddy too?
Well, he may be, but I'm saying this one is getting to compile some at bats the last 3 days. Third straight start. Brett Pill, Jordan Pacheco, Warren Schaefer, they like the swipe of Brett Sullivan.
I can tell you, he gets on plane and he stays through the baseball really, really well.
Think of how many more pitches also, boys, that the Rockies have forced Nola to throw. With a bullpen that had heavy utilization last night.
And the day before.
And the day before.
Challenges led to 9 extra pitches and 2 runs.
2-2. Reyes to the bag to end the inning. Well, the Rockies challenge with Jake McCarthy, and it worked out beautifully when Kyle Karros delivered a 2-run double, 2-run game. Back to Philly in a moment.
Always freshly made, always available every single day.
Sad news around the world of baseball today. The legendary skipper of the Atlanta Braves, who orchestrated 14 straight division titles through the 90s into the first part of the 21st century, passed away earlier today. Bobby was 84, and he was always great to visit with. And one of the other memorable things about Bobby Cox, one of the all-time great skippers, is he set the tone by always wearing nails, always had spikes on, even as a manager.
By noon, virtually. I used to joke with Jeff Francoeur when I was on the Mets about anytime we went into Atlanta, you could see if we were taking early batting practice, you'd hear Bobby Cox walking down the tunnel as early as noon with spikes on. And I know there was somebody else known as Nails, but for, all of us always thought of him as Nails because of that. That's how he referred to metal spikes. And he tormented my childhood. As a fan of the Pittsburgh Pirates growing up in the 90s, they had to run through Bobby Cox's Braves every year. Never could.
And it was fouled off by Alec Boehm, who hit a home run to left to tie up the game earlier. Yeah, Bobby Cox, I mean, such great success. And I think sometimes people think, oh, well, you know, they ran out Smoltz and Glavine and Avery and Maddox and all these great pitchers that they had. But to manage all of those egos and Chipper Jones and Andrew Jones and all that talent, that's a huge skill.
It is a huge skill, and that's it's an asset of communication, of, you know, just understanding these guys and how they work, how they tick. I mean, 4th all time, right, in wins as a skipper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I didn't realize, but, you know, he spent 2 years in the big leagues with the Yankees, and then he had really bad knees, so he was done playing before age 30. So as a 30-year-old, that's when he started his managerial career in the Yankee system. Baseball lifer.
Shocking about the knees, given how often he was in middle spikes.
Yeah, really. This ball to deep left again. McCarthy's going to watch this one leave. Alec Boehm, who had been struggling more than any position player in baseball from an offensive standpoint, got 2 full days off from his new skipper, Don Mattingly, and he has responded with back-to-back home runs against Kyle Freeland. And that makes it 6-3.
And this is the curveball from Free, and it's not a poor pitch, but Alec Boehm, long levers. See him break down that front side, go down, take the head to it, catches it at 101.7 miles an hour and gets just over the left field wall.
No, it's like Tyler Freeman's last night.
Yep.
5th time in his career, Karros will throw out Bryson Stott. 5th time in his career he has had a multi-homer game. A little bit more on Bobby Cox. And Sully, I think that you'll really appreciate where I'm going with this. The Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike Tomlin decided to step down at the end of this year. They went half a century with 3 coaches.
Yep.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And the Atlanta Braves went from Bobby Cox to a similar personality and a similar demeanor in Brian Snitker. And now Brian, Snit decided to step down, and they ultimately hand the reins to our. Oh, this gets past Castro, and Turner will reach. But they ultimately hand the reins to our buddy Walt Weiss. Again, kind of in that same mold.
Yeah, I would define all of those as gritty grinders of the game of baseball. Bobby, a lifer. Snit, while not a lifer at the major league level, a lifer, and Walt we all know and love. So I appreciate the comparison, and the Pittsburgh Steelers obviously are near and dear to my heart, but I think of my childhood and watching the Braves just beat up on the Pirates, and I was a fan of Bobby Cox, even though he tormented me.
Well, and that was the thing. I mean, like, we grew up in the heyday of the 90s watching this Braves team, and I go, digging into Bobby Cox. He was 36 years old when he first got the opportunity, and obviously we saw Ted Turner pass away last week, but Turner hired the youngest manager in baseball, and that was Bobby Cox. Then he fired him a couple of years later in 1981, and then brought him back after Bobby Cox had success with the Toronto Blue Jays.
Here is Schwarber. He had the 3-run home run last time up. 0-1. Freeland won the battle in the first inning, struck him out, and then Schwarber went deep. Most home runs with 110+ mile-an-hour exit velocity since last year. Judge, then Schwarber. This is a little bit off the end and playable for Troy Johnston. 2 outs. He's trying to do one thing. We've talked about how Mickey Moniak has done this so well this year. He's trying to pull the ball in the air.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Felix Reyes 0 for 2. Gordon. One more note on Schwarber. So he flew out a moment ago. In his last 61 at-bats, he has 9 homers. That's every 6 and change. Swung on a miss, throw to second. Out at second base. Sidearm throw from Brett Sullivan. Cuts down Trey Turner. The hand is up for Don Mattingly. Turner seems to think he beat it.
No,
the
he thinks
ball
he
was
was
made
blocked.
by Nick Lentz.
He think he was blocked.
There will be no challenge. That'll end the inning. Boehm hit another homer.
You bring official whiskey of Major League Soccer.
Top of the order for Rockies in the 5th inning. They trail 6-3. Last night in 11, they beat the Phillies 9-7. Drew Goodman, Corey Sullivan, Ryan Spilborghs, and our entire television crew in Philadelphia. Game 2 of a 6-game road trip. Julien takes ball 1 from Nola. Change up off the plate. I think the Rockies can run off Nola here. He's at 80 pitches. Get into that bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Whoa. He's had that happen, I think, 3 times in the last week.
I mean, your right hand has to really let go of the bat. Your left hand, that can happen, but your right hand has got to lose it, because that's kind of the thing holding on the tightest, I would say, your bottom hand.
I call it the cargo. Cargo would lose his bottom hand. 1-2. There's that hip shot sinker, missing 2-2. Nola out of Baton Rouge. LSU, one of the big leagues. 3-2. In fact, he was the National Pitcher of the Year when he was at LSU. Phillies drafted him the first round, 7th overall in 2014, and he's had a storied career here in Philadelphia. Julien trying to win it 3-2, leading off here in the 5th.
I think with this Phillies team is you got a lot of these guys like Nola signed for many more years.
Yeah, they just locked up Luzardo. You know, Christopher Sanchez has a long-term deal as well.
Julien fouls that off. You look at the names that they have in their rotation, and Wheeler's back now, and you say, this is a team that's got to win.
I think coming into the offseason, I definitely thought they were one of the top of class for the National League.
That's a great at bat for Julien. He draws a walk to lead off the 5th inning. Well, it's a team a year ago that won 96 games in the division.
Time now for the Xfinity defensive play of the game. After that great at bat by Julien, let's watch the play. Trey Turner was very demonstrative with Nick Lentz at second base, saying Edouard Julien might have been blocking that base. He might have had an argument. But that's a really good defensive play if you get away with it, right?
No question. I'm trying to see, does it's gonna be foul. Is Trey wearing molded cleats? Because I'm surprised, Julien, if you're wearing nails, if you have spikes on, those type of plays can really hurt. Let's see. Yeah, he has spikes on.
How many infielders?
I can't imagine an infielder.
Yeah,
well, especially when it rained.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just surprised that we didn't see Edouard jumping up and down after getting spiked.
Tough guys. Got a hockey background. Mickey at the plate, 0-1. Mickey last night, a pinch hit appearance, 0 for 1. So that snapped his 19-game on-base streak. Leading the National League in OPS coming in. 1-2.
You guys are talking about the window for the Phillies. So Wheeler signed through 2027. Schwarber signed through 2030. Trey Turner signed through 2033. Harper through 2031. Nola through 2030. What are the Phillies going to look like in 2030?
Moniak goes down. 1 out. Tim Meza is up on the left side for Philadelphia with the pitch count at 91. Hunter coming up. Hunter pop out to short, a pop out to second. 4 hits last night, including his 10th homer of the year. And this is lined to center field, and it's caught on the run by Marsh. TJ Rumfield making his way to the plate. Let's get a message from Jack in the Box.
Get my new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal for a chance to win $75,000.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
TJ's 0 for 2. Nola's kind of controlled the 2, 3, 4 slots in the lineup. They're combined 0 for 8. Moniak, Goodman, Rumfield. Julian, who's at first, has been on twice. And that's a base hit for Rumfield. Just over the leather of Trey Turner.
Well, looks like TJ got a little bit of a cutter elevated, and he sends it right back through the middle. You see Trey just...
Did you see Bryson Stott jump at Trey Turner?
Yeah, trying to help him.
Yeah.
And Troy Johnston coming up, and it looks like they're going to slow play this and bring in the lefty to face Johnston. Here comes the legend, Donnie Baseball. The Rockies with the tying run at the plate in the gifted Troy Johnston, and he's going to see Tim Meza. But first, a commercial break. So Aaron Nola goes 5 2/3. Check it, he goes 4 2/3.
Go camping, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Does a rash spreading faster than these two got bored with the great outdoors sound
today?
Fans, make your next event a home run with a special appearance from Dinger. Go to Rockies.com/Dinger for more information.
Rockies trail 6-3. They have 2 on with 2 outs on a beautiful South Philly night. And Troy Johnston is coming up to face Tim Meza. Meza was one of 7 pitchers utilized last night. Meza went 2 innings, gave up a run, so he's probably in for a limited amount. Troy Johnston 4 for 22 against lefties this year. And he takes ball 1.
And for Meza, it's really just a 2-pitch mix. Sinker, slider. He's thrown 2 splits on the season and 2 4-seamers.
And a lot of times Troy in these situations left on left will just sit on spin. See how it plays out. 1-0. It's a fastball. It's down again. 2-0. Runner at second is Julien. Leadoff walk. 2-out single for Rumfield. He is in the first base neighborhood. 2-0. And it's a fastball up the middle. Diving stop. Throw to first will end the inning. Trey Turner steals a run from the Rockies. Second time Johnston has been robbed in the game as he stares Turner down.
Visit Jack for a chance to win $75K.
Welcome to Jock in the Box.
Rockies had an early 1-0 lead. They trail 6-3. Willie Castro got them off to that 1-0 lead. Felix Reyes will lead it off 3, 4, and 5. Reyes fouls that one off. Pitch 72 from Freeland, and the curveball touches the outside corner. 0-2. Again, Reyes came in the bottom of the first inning, pinch hitting for Bryce Harper, who was suffering, we've been told, from a migraine. So Bryce played defense, came off the field, and had to come out. Reyes, a 25-year-old, just 32 big league at bats all this year. And this is towards center field. Coming on to make the catch is Moniak, one out.
Well, Trey Turner has been very good offensively tonight, but he's had 2 stellar defensive plays, and they've come off Troy Johnson's bat. This one up the middle. I mean, this one has scored a run, and instead it flips. And notice the angle that Trey Turner takes. You go to the outfield, give yourself a little bit more space, and then Troy's just staring down Trey Turner.
Once it happens once, it hurts. Twice, it's kind of soul-crushing.
One of the things that's changed with the game, a few years ago, they took the shift away. So the left-handed batter, and virtually all of them, saw 3 guys on the right side of the diamond. A lot of times, if you're a real bopper, the middle guy in the triangle was 30 feet out into the outfield grass. But what's happened now is that shortstop against lefties in particular, and sometimes the righty pull hitter, it's the second baseman, but they're situated right up the middle. So your whole life, the first time you pick up the bat, hit it through the originator, stay in the middle of the field, and you hit bullets up the middle now. And in the past, certainly at the amateur level, you're like, that's a hit. It's an automatic hit. And now, more often than not, you're out.
Yep. I mean, at the major league level, the info is so constantly updating that they know to the foot where to play you.
0-2 on Garcia, left center field. Jay can't make the catch. And Moniak backing up will make sure it's only a single. So Garcia on an 0-2 pitch lobs one to left center field. He's aboard with 1 out.
It was a great effort by McCarthy. He's got such good closing speed. Just comes up just short. Looked like it might have even just kicked off the end of the glove just a little. Yep. But good job by Mickey backing him up.
Sosa 1 for 2, an RBI single. Runner goes, so only. Oh man, that eats up Castro. That's costly. It'll be 1st and 3rd. He was not going to be able to go to 2nd. He was going to have to go across the diamond because Garcia was in motion. But it would have been 2 outs and a runner on 2nd.
Yeah, it looks like that last little hop did come up just a little on Willie. We'll get a look at his eyes too. No, he stayed down on it. The ball just hopped up, kicked off the heel of the glove, and out into the outfield.
I think his throwing hand got in the way of the glove.
So 1st and 3rd for Brandon Marsh. Kyle has struck him out twice in the game. See if we can get him a 3rd time. One and one. Another lefty up for Philadelphia, Tanner Banks. One out, first and third. Freeland to Marsh. First to check on Sosa at first. Fly ball, right center. Should be deep enough to get Garcia home. And now the throw to Swoop. TJ couldn't get a grip. Was tagging and moving up was Sosa. Johnston hit the cutoff man. They would have had a pretty good play, Spilly, on Sosa trying to move up on the sac fly.
Just way too much air under the throw. So this one, if you don't have the arm strength to get it all the way to the cutoff man with the ball being lower, you just go straight to second base. And you'll see Troy, I mean, he gets behind the baseball. This is way too long of a throw for even a chance at home. So automatically you should just go straight to second so you avoid the 90 feet.
So seventh run for Philadelphia. Sosa in scoring position for Real Muto. Has hit the ball to deep center and deep left. 1 ball, 1 strike. Seven runs, 10 hits tonight for Philadelphia. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Rockies. One, two. This ball is hit pretty well to center field. Moniak will track it down to end the inning. A run in the 5th, unearned for Philadelphia. They have a 4-run advantage as we go to the 6th.
Fidelity can help you take on retirement.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Colorado Rockies and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Colorado Rockies.
Tanner Banks, one of 3 lefties in the bullpen for Don Mattingly, is now on the mound. Also a defensive change to tell you about in center field with the 4-run lead going to the 6th. Mattingly's put in 22-year-old Justin Crawford, and Marsh, who was in center, moves to left. Sosa comes out. Willie Castro, a home run in the 2nd, and he struck out in the 4th inning from the right side against Banks. And it gets under this just a smidgen, though. It's got some carry to it to left center field. I mean, he didn't miss that by much. Almost had his 2nd home run of the ball game. 1 out. Jake McCarthy, who's had a single and a walk coming up.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at Jake McCarthy from first to third, or first to home, just under 10 seconds, 9.97. It's the fastest by a Rocky this year. On his triple, the one that Andy Gonzalez was trying to send to make the most exciting play in baseball, it was the 2nd fastest home to third in the majors this year at just over 10 seconds.
Who beat him?
I can't remember who it was. I'll look it up.
Yeah, way to put us on the spot.
Yeah. Well, that's what he's good at.
Well, I figured if he was second, you had the information.
Well, I read it, which usually does mean I remember it, but I cannot remember it for the life.
Thoroughly disappointing.
It's probably Corbin Carroll.
I was 100% Corbin Carroll.
This is served to left. Marshall come on and make the catch. There's 2 outs. Banks had heavy usage 2 days ago. He was not one of the 7 pitchers utilized last night. Kyle Karros with a 2-run double in the 4th inning.
Tanner Banks is one of the few guys coming out of any bullpen these days not throwing 95. Fastball tops out at 91.9.
He's still hard to square up, though. I mean, he's got a barrel rate at less than 2%.
Yeah, he's a real short strider too. 5 feet 6 inches of extension.
It's kind of like Ty Block.
Yep.
When Banks threw on Thursday against the A's, 35 pitches.
And he gets a strikeout on Karros. That'll end the inning. He works a 1-2-3-6. We're in Philadelphia. The Phillies up 7-3.
Every climb has a beginning. This is the start of our climb. With
Havard, it's gone! The bottom dropped out of that one. Take a good look. You won't see it for long.
Well, it's been a good night for Alec Boehm tonight. It's been a tough year for him on and off the field, but he got 2 days rest, was told by Don Mattingly, do not pick up your bat on Thursday. An extended BP session yesterday, and then 2 home runs tonight. He had 1 coming into today, now he has 3.
On the ground to Castro, and Castro will throw out the former Wichita State star. 1 gone. The pitcher for the Rockies is Tanner Gordon.
We see Tanner a few times this year. 4 to be exact. This will be his 5th. His first appearance in Houston, he had such good carry on the fastball. Also, velo was up quite a bit.
One strike on Bryson Stott. 2 strikes on Bryson Stott. Line on Kyle Freeland. Kyle went 5 innings. Batter struck out 4. The rough inning was the 3rd. He gave up 5 runs on 6 hits. Three home runs allowed by Kyle. 2 to Boehm and 1 to Schwarber.
That was a good pitch right there for strike 3 from Tanner.
A roster update for the Rockies. Unfortunately, Jimmy Herget had to be placed on the bereavement list, and they called up Seth Halverson gas. Now, for Halverson, his flight arrived at 7 o'clock tonight and has sprinted to the Rockies bullpen. He's actually out there.
There he is.
Talk about the ultimate nightmare of feeling like your name's getting called and you're in the game and you're stuck in traffic. That's probably what went through Seth's mind today.
We've all had that nightmare, that dream of not being able to get where you need to go for a baseball game. And for Seth, he was in Sugar Land last night and early this morning, so probably caught a flight from Houston to get here.
Yeah, the good news is you're going to get a direct flight from Houston to Philly.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been in Reno. May have been a different story.
And Spilly will tell you, if you're ever in Cincinnati, it's really tough to get a direct flight anywhere.
That is true. You got to drive.
Yeah.
Trey Turner, 2-2 count against Gordon.
Well, there's a story last year with Jake Magnum, who's now with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He had to take an Uber, something like 7 hours.
That was a pricey one. 2-2. Down low, 3-2 on Turner, who's 3 for 3 in the game.
You guys remember that? We were in
Tampa. Wasn't he with Tampa last year?
Yes, it was right at the start of the season, and there was no flight, and he had to get over, so he had to take an Uber.
I'm sure the club picked that up. And Turner, after going 0 for 6 last night, is this not baseball? 4 for 4 tonight.
Yeah, and 4 for 10 is above league average, I'm pretty sure. But that's the way this game is. You can't worry about the offers, especially when you're a guy with the pedigree of Trey Turner's. Roll out, pick up 4 singles the next day. Stolen base.
Well, Kyle Schwarber had back-to-back games that were really interesting. There was a doubleheader. He got 5 hits in the doubleheader. And then the next day he went 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts.
Do you think a strikeout affects Kyle like as opposed to he pops out to right field?
No. Well, he had 8 straight strikeouts. So no.
Here's your answer. 1-1
I'm just
on
trying
Schwarber.
to think if Spilly or I never struck out 5 times in the game. I'm 99% sure Spilly didn't either.
No, I did not.
Yeah.
I know I had 4.
But I can only imagine what we would feel like if we did that.
You know, well, we know we when we walked past the lineup card the next day, we would not be in it.
That, or we'd be looking over our shoulder when we sat at our locker that night.
Two and 1 on Schwarber.
Last 10 at-bats have been 500.
He's about exactly on pace to do what he did last year. He's got 14 home runs. Last year he hit 56. Tonight for the Phillies is their 40th game.
So you're about at the quarter mark.
And he hasn't even gotten into his hot month. June is Schwarber's month.
Three and 2. Check this out. Highest percentage of hits for homers all time. Nearly 33% of Schwarber's hits have been homers. The only guy higher, Mark McGwire, 36% of his hits were homers. Swung on a miss. Gordon strikes out Schwarber to end the inning. As we go to the 7th, the Rockies 9 outs to work with offensively, trailing by 4.
Do Baja Blast today. Do the do.
Fans of Texas Rangers come to town May 18th through the 20th to take on the Rockies at Coors Field. Enjoy the action and atmosphere at one of baseball's best ballparks. Visit Rockies.com/tickets for details.
Brett Sullivan, 9-1-2. He leads off against Banks, ball 1. Brett, a fly ball to center and a ground ball to first. A few moments ago, they showed on the Jumbotron here the game literally across the parking lot between the Flyers and the Carolina Hurricanes. Just tied up late in the 3rd period, or fairly late in the 3rd period. 2-2 by the Flyers. That drew a huge ovation. Flyers down 3-0. Playing over at Xfinity Mobile Arena.
There's a lot of games going on around here tonight. You got hockey, you got basketball.
No, basketball was last night.
Or last night?
Yeah, the Sixers lost to the Knicks last night. They're down 3-0. And Sullivan goes down. 4 straight retired out of the pen by Tanner Banks. Aaron Nola cannot get the win. He went 4 2/3, 3 runs, 6 hits, couple walks, 4 strikeouts.
And tonight it's the 14th time a Phillies pitcher hasn't made it through 5. Last year, 26 times all season, which was the fewest in the majors.
Well, their starter ERA, and you look at the names, we talked about this earlier. Last year was second in all of baseball. They had a 353 earned run average. This year they're dead last at a 518 coming in. And it's a high fly ball to fairly deep left field. He just missed this one, and it's caught just shy of the track by Marsh. 2 outs. Came here. That left field wall is rather close.
I did salivate when I came here. Yes.
How many did you get here?
I think I had 3.
Okay. It's cute.
Here's Mickey. Mickey's 0 for 3, couple strikeouts. Mickey has only 1 start this year against a left-handed pitcher. Two and 1 coming into tonight. As a club, Philadelphia was 1-10 against lefty starters. Rockies started Freeland this evening.
Yeah, just that one odd inning for Kyle where they were hyper aggressive. He faced 9 hitters in the 3rd inning. 7 of them fired at the first pitch.
Two balls and 2 strikes on Moniak. And a big curveball got him. 6 faced by Tanner Banks, and he's retired them all. The veteran left-hander out of Utah. Colorado Rockies baseball is presented by UC Health, the official healthcare partner of the Colorado Rockies. Always great to be in Philadelphia. Better when the Rockies are winning. They won last night 9-7, down 7-3 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning with Corey Sullivan and Ryan Spilborghs. I'm Drew Goodman. For Julien. Felix Hayes at the plate. Tanner Gordon on the mound. And a ground ball to short. Castro's got it. 1 out. So we did a little research out of sheer boredom in the commercial break.
We weren't bored.
Nick Henning, who's our outstanding graphics coordinator, was thoroughly bored, and he looked up your individual respective stats. That's inside on Garcia at the bank.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of both of you because you had glowing numbers here.
We made a lot of deposits.
We did. Spilly did it a little more frequently than I did.
Spilly, what did you hit? 408 here?
I hit, over 400.
That's so cute.
Some damage.
3 homers, is that what we came up with?
Yeah, 3 homers.
I can guarantee it was Cole Hamels.
Nope.
Oh, God, that's right at you.
1100 OPS.
J.A. Happ and Jamie Moyer.
So actually, it was
does that count if you hit one off of Moyer?
Of course it does. Right, yes,
I got. I didn't say that. That was Atkins.
I got Jamie to dead center, and then I got Happ to left, and I took Joe Blanton deep.
What?
Joe Blanton.
Curveball.
You got it. Joe's a righty. What were you doing in the game?
Curveball. No, I was he was a bullpen guy at that time.
At the knees, a little bit below the knees. So it's 3-1. And Sully, what you hit? 3 what?
372.
And a Dodge Charger sign.
And took down a Dodge Charger sign.
Yeah.
And went oppo here.
Karros, 2 outs.
Fans, Friday, June 5th versus the Brewers is City Connect night at Coors Field. The first 15,000 fans will score a City Connect hat presented by Xfinity. It's the perfect way to rep the Rockies and start your summer in style.
First at bat for Justin Crawford tonight. Love those City Connect hats. Crawford came in 2 innings ago defensively, and that pitch is at the knees for a strike. Crawford hit his first. Oh, he's going to challenge that. Thought he was adjusting his helmet. Justin feeling his oats. 22-year-old had his first career home run last night. It was a huge one. He's going to win this. It tied up the game at 7. I'm thinking that had it not been such a dramatic home run, he may have gotten the silent treatment.
Yeah, that's probably true, but in that situation, I think they had to
acknowledge
high five and congratulate him.
I always love seeing teammates' reactions of a player's first home run. Adolis Garcia looked like he was more happy than Justin Crawford was.
They picked him up in the dugout. See that, Spilly?
Yeah, he threw him over his shoulder.
I have a serious question for you, Spilly. Do you recall any of the reactions from your first home? I don't remember even high-fiving anyone.
No.
At all.
Here's the 1-2 from Tanner.
I got more silent treatments later on in my career.
Well, it's because you were a bad teammate.
Rockies in the 8th inning will have Goodman, Rumfield, Johnston. And we hope a multitude of others. Rockies down 7-3. This is to deep right, but not deep enough that it's not going to be available for Troy Johnston in foul ground. So a 1-2-3 inning for Tanner Gordon. We go to the top of the 8th. Hunter will lead things off.
Hut Crust. The crust you crave, only $10. Order in the Pizza Hut app.
Who wants tacos? Fans when the Rockies score 7 or more, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day between 4 and 6 and get your Rockies taco special. Live Mas at Taco Bell. Well, there's the fanatic. What do you got on the
They're
frightening.
Nightmare fuel. That is nightmare fuel. I can't. Okay, we can take a different shot. Come on. I'm literally going to have nightmares.
Chase Shugart out of the University of Texas. And a hanging slider. Swung on and missed by Hunter. 4 hits last night for Hunter. 2 pop outs and a fly ball to center.
And it's 3 variations of the fastball for Shugart. Gonna have a challenge here.
Catcher's challenging the ball.
It was a strike, so now Hunter's down 0-2. Last base runner for the Rockies was their last hit. TJ Rumfield, a 2-out single in the 5th inning. Rockies took an early lead, 1-0 in the 2nd on a home run by Castro. And that will end that at bat. So Hunter goes down looking, and that'll bring up Rumfield.
That looks like the 4-seam fastball up at about 97. He'll cut it and sink it as well.
Want to know? Three 3-0 on Rumfield. On the take, 3-1. Rockies' last road trip, a 4-2 trip, New York and Cincinnati. This is game 2. One more tomorrow here in Philadelphia, then on to Pittsburgh.
Oh,
and
ouch.
That ends up getting Rumfield.
This is a back knee sweeper.
Got him on the knee, inside part of the knee.
It's another example, Drew. We've been talking about guys on two-seamers, right, where they're cheating a little bit to catch up to velo. Well, even for Rumfield right there, he's cheating a little bit, almost checks his swing and gets that sweeper in the back leg.
That'll bring up Troy Johnston. Troy is 1 for 3. Very easily, Spilly could be 3 for 3. He got robbed by Stott. He got robbed by Turner.
Yeah, if you can not hit the ball towards that Trey Turner guy, you're in good shape.
Two and 0.
Funny thing is defenders know when they've stole hits against guys too. And you know Trey Turner at short right now is motivated to take another one.
I mean, he's standing right up the middle. You can see him in the background behind Shugart.
I don't mind that. I like that Troy let the chain out on a 2-0 pitch.
8th inning, 1 out. Rockies deficient on the scoreboard by 4 runs. Need traffic. This should get out of play.
Ooh. He would have had to call bank before he caught it, because it kissed off the net on the way down.
By the way, you know, we always talk about once you sign, that's your weight forever. Reyes at first. Watch Reyes. Here's it in your picture.
Yeah,
you know what he's listed? You know what he's listed at?
160.
Troy goes down. 2 outs.
This is that riding fastball. Beats the bat. Troy right there.
Ball to deep left center. Rockies' victory last night was their third extra inning game. They're 2-1 in extras. Shave hoping for a late rally.
We are too.
Absolutely. And that will be challenged. It's a strike call by John Bacon.
Challenge and strike.
Was it in? No. Wasn't in and wasn't down. 7-3 Philadelphia, middle of it.
Jack Sliders.
Welcome to Jock in the Box.
The Colorado Rockies proudly salute our active duty service members, veterans, and their families. Join us for Military Appreciation Day on May 16th versus the Diamondbacks. Tickets start at just $9. Visit Rockies.com/military appreciation for more information.
Tanner Gordon, Brandon Marsh, topped foul. Curveball misses from Tanner. 2 scoreless innings for Gordon in relief of Kyle Freeland. Good fastball. Kind of running away from Marsh. Marsh had a sac fly in the 5th, couple of strikeouts tonight. The RBI was his 21st of the year. Down the left field line with leakage.
I just like the right-hand turn Marsh took.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah.
Just did a U-turn.
Yep.
Marsh is from Beaufort, Georgia. He is no relation, though, to Charlie Blackmon. Similar beards. That's going to drop. Ooh. Scary moment for Troy Johnston.
He couldn't decide if he wanted to go after it and try and make a diving attempt at it, so he shut it down, and in shutting it down, his heels slipped out from underneath him. Get a good look at it. He's trying to think if he wants to be aggressive, shuts it down, and in doing so, you see him slip a little bit and makes a bare hand catch. Otherwise, that ball would have gotten by him. Good reflexes, though.
Very good.
Realmuto's hit 3 deep fly balls in this game, twice to center, once to left. Nothing to show for it. 1-0 the count.
You're talking about Brandon Marsh's beard looking like Charlie Blackmon. There's a story to it. It's a tribute to his late father, Jake. Passed away in 2021 from cancer. But he's called his beard now the Swamp Thing.
Fits.
It's long enough, it's getting sun bleached.
He may audition for a role in Duck Dynasty.
He could.
This is gloved by Freeman. Can he get an out? Nope. Realmuto is still one of the better running catchers in baseball. Wonderful stop by Freeman. Back-to-back hits, though, will bring up Alec Bohm with no one out.
Well, Realmuto could smell a hit. He sees the ball go into Tyler's glove, and he picks it up. You could see him actually drop it into 5th gear and really get after it.
Pretty impressive. He still runs better than 28 feet per second on average coming in for all of those years. 35 years of age in a squat.
28.9.
He has said that getting down to that one knee stance as a catcher has allowed his legs to stay fresh.
Alec Bohm, that's fair. Down that third base line. It's going to hug its way all the way to the corner. It's going to score 2. And Bohm has had a huge return to the lineup. 3 for 4 RBI night. And he's going to have a circle of reporters around his locker after the game.
Yeah, he will, and I think he's really going to enjoy answering the questions. Gets a little two-seam fastball from Tanner that kind of hangs there, clears the hips and gets it down the third base line past Kyle, and then it's just going to carry him around a little bit.
9-3 lead. Bottom of the 8th inning for Philadelphia. Bryson Stott will come up. Nobody out. Single, single, double. Again, 4 ribbies for Bohm. He has 2 homers and a double tonight. That would be 3 extra base hits. He had 4 coming in.
It's a good little night.
One of the things Don Mattingly said when asked frequently since taking over for Rob Thompson about Alec Bohm and all of his struggles, and touched on the issues off the field. And he said, hey, I believe in Alec Bohm. That's what, I mean, as a leader, you want to support all of your guys and show that you have supreme confidence. And I mean, he had such a storied career. He understands, even though it didn't seem like he had many slumps, he understands when things aren't going well. And he gave him, 2 days off. Billy discussed the first day off. He instructed him, I don't want you to hit. I don't want you to do anything baseball-wise. Just relax. Yesterday, they got back in the cage, and they've been rewarded tonight.
And I can tell you from personal experience, I've had a lot of long conversations. I worked out with Donnie every morning for my entire spring training of 2012 with the Los Angeles Dodgers. We were the first 2 in the weight room, and we were the only 2 in the weight room for the first 45 minutes every single day. It started at 5 a.m. And we had lots of conversations about personal life, some of the stuff I was going through at the time, some of the things he had been through. He's an incredibly understanding and communicative manager.
This ball to left field. McCarthy makes a catch. And that's the first out. Well, he's one of those guys, and I'll let you guys embellish this. He's one of those guys that, you meet all different managers in baseball, and I've been privileged to be around this league for a quarter century. And he's one of those guys like you think, if you can't play for Donnie baseball, you can't play for anyone.
Yeah.
Fair statement?
Yeah, I think that's the truth.
Another opportunity for Jake.
But also when you have players that have the back of their baseball card, like Bohn's been an all-star. He's a career 273 hitter. You get off to that start, you understand, to Sully's point, there's more to baseball than just playing on the field. There's things off the field that can impact you. You knew he was going to hit, right? Like he had 287 last year. He had a season when he was an all-star. He had 97 RBIs, 15 homers. Like he's been a good player.
Yeah, the 10 total bases tonight ties a career high.
This guy at the plate's been a good player.
So if you've been a good player, you're still a good player. It's not like you lose it overnight. You just don't.
But the game always robs you of confidence, right? And then, again, going through what nobody can walk in his shoes right now with the situation off the field. 0-1. Gordon struck out Schwarber in the 6th inning. Let me correct that. That was Kyle who got him in the 6th inning. No, let me go back again. That was Gordon who got him. That was Gordon.
Are you sure?
I am sure now.
Are you sure?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm sure. My cousin Vinny. Am I wrong? That's what you're going with?
Yeah, well, it's not Rocky.
Yeah.
Nine runs, 14 hits for Philadelphia tonight. 1-2 on Schwarber. Got him on a slider down and in. 2-run double off the bat of Alec Bohm. 6-run lead going to the ninth for Philadelphia.
Rockies looking to get off the mat in the top of the ninth inning. They are trailing at 9-3. Stick around for the UCL postgame show. We'll get into what the Phillies did. They jumped on Kyle Freeland in the third inning. Alec Bohm, big night. Hopefully we get a big comeback from behind for the Rockies. And then we'll get you into the clubhouse. You'll hear from Kyle Freeland. A lot of fun stuff, hopefully.
Jake McCarthy at the plate. Jake a single, a walk, and a run scored, and a fly ball to left facing Orion Kirkering, who was involved last night.
Yeah, Orion threw the 10th inning last night, gave up a hit, did not give up a run.
And that's picked up by Turner and out at first. I don't know if he just corralled that with both hands. Talking about Felix Reyes, whatever he did, he secured the baseball. And Turner.
What a defensive night.
Yeah, Turner's had a great night offensively. May have had a better night defensively. Yeah. He's got 4 hits.
Third great play of the night from Turner. Great pick, but the pick by Reyes might have been better. It's in between hop. He wasn't sure if he wanted to backhand it.
Well, you guys talked to Bobby Dickerson, and Dickerson mentioned this last year. It took him years for Trey Turner to turn into a much better defensive shortstop. And one of the big things that Bobby Dickerson did with Trey Turner was try to slow him down. He's very athletic, but he said there's times where he's fielding ground balls and it looks like he's on skates. So they just slowed down his movements, and last year he was fantastic.
You look up Twitchy in the dictionary.
All you gotta do is Google his slide.
Turner.
Just Google his slide.
He's the greatest slider in the history of baseball.
Yeah.
I've anointed him that. Well, this is going to be Bohm throwing out Kyle Karros. Now the Rockies are down to their last out. Brett Sullivan coming up. Does it not look, Spilly, does it not look when Trey Turner slides, does it not look like the late Michael Jackson moonwalking?
He looks like he's moonwalking right now. Yeah. On camera. He's jogging backwards.
Brett's 0 for 3 tonight. Rockies will have Tomo Sugano. He's been wonderful on the mound. He'll pitch tomorrow afternoon against the talented lefty Christopher Sanchez, who has a rather good changeup.
He does. His fastball's not too shabby either. I know he favors the changeup.
He's got the most strikeouts in baseball with the changeup this year.
1-2 on Sullivan. Two and two on Brett. And that one goes to the backstop. Realmuto, I think, came off the base.
Yep.
Ooh, right now he's called out, which will end the game. Moscoso called him out. The Rockies are going to ask for a review, clearly. They got nothing to lose. 27th out.
We're going to stall the celebration for fans and the Phillies.
Colorado is challenging the outfield at first base.
They boo Santa here. He might have been on the bag and then came off.
And this review underway is presented by Dial Pad.
After review, the call has confirmed the runner is out. Game is over.
So it turns into a 1-2-3-9 for Orion Kirkring, and the Phillies bounce back against the Rockies tonight. Rockies won on Friday night 9-7. The Phillies win tonight 9-3. When we come back, the UC Health postgame show from the bank in Philly.